Now I'm joined by Haiyun Ma, professor from Frostburg State University. He's an expert on China history with a focus on Muslim-majority regions and nations. He's also president of the Zhenghe International Peace Foundation. Good to have you with us, Professor Ma.
Thank you.
I want to ask you about the significance of this Belt and Road Initiative. What does China really want to achieve? Because some Western commentators say this is more of a political project, if anything, for China to reassert itself in Eurasia. Do you agree?
I think there are too many things to talk about the summit, especially these 2 days. And I would like to highlight 4 areas I think which really deserve special attention. The first one, as we see, the summit really indicate China really translate Belt and Road Initiative into action. So many leaders from the world to attend the conference, right? The second one, I think, is really China began to erase, I would say, political suspicion from Western countries. Especially, you can say United States, South Korea, Japan send their delegations or representatives to attend the summit. It really indicate at least the United States and Japan began to erase their suspicion because they previously, I would think, they began to see this Belt and Road Initiative as a kind of Chinese geopolitical design. But now it's indicate they really participate and they really erase their suspicion. The third area I would say is China began to deepen the project, deepen the initiative. You will see more and more projects, especially between China and Pakistan, between China and other countries, are signed during the summit. The fourth area, I think, is if you look at this summit, China actually successfully built a platform for all these world leaders to discuss on the global economy. So I would say these 4 areas are most successful and it deserves special attention.
Professor Ma, you talk about suspicion, but there is a geopolitical flavor built into it, especially in the years when the project was first announced. The U.S. was reluctant to join it. Japan, India were on the sidelines, and they were invited, but they have not responded. How do you look at it? What is the prospect of having Japan, the U.S., and India being part of this?
I would say for the long run, Japan, U.S., and India will join this initiative simply because this is, as President Xi Jinping said, a very inclusive initiative. This is not really a geopolitical game like other political games played in Eurasian continent. Our scholars actually remember the great game in Central Asia. But now, if you look at United States, Japan, South Korea, Pakistan, all the way to European countries. So that's what I think for the long run, our countries will basically join.
Finally, terrorism. We know that this corridor, the corridors rather, passes dozens of Muslim-majority countries. You're specialized in this area. How will political instability affect the success of this project? And what will this project do to alleviate the situation?
Well, first, I would say terrorism is the product of imperialism. We really have to go back to early history to understand the roots of terrorism. But China is different from other imperialism in a way the Chinese approach to Muslim countries. If you look at Middle Eastern countries from 19th century, they basically have Western dominance. But now China actually tried to build a partnership. And that's why I say terrorism should belong to history. And China will really build a new approach. And of course, you do see some militant groups in Central Asia, Southeast Asia, and even South Asia. But if you really build a successful economy, we will see the stronger the economy is, basically the weaker the terrorist groups are.
So state building can be the key to solving the terrorism issue. Thank you so much, Professor Ma.